everybody. All right, I am not as high energy as Jimmy, and he is so good at motivating a room, and I am really good at teaching you things. So I think you guys have like two opposite personality styles, but I think that's good because he got you fired up, and now I'm going to tell you how to take action, right? So I think that's the best of both worlds. So pitching to your niche, this was something that Carrie asked me to speak about, and honestly, I wish that somebody taught me these skills when I was a new coach, right? I felt like I had no idea who I was speaking to at the beginning. I didn't quite know my market. And for those of you that are sitting here in the audience that are brand new coaches that are just getting your business started, this is perfect for you because you can nail it right from the beginning. In order to be successful, guys, you really have to have that CEO mindset, right? This is your business, and even though you maybe only invested $40 or $140 in your challenge pack, you have sitting in front of you the opportunity to change your future if you so choose. You know, in most places, when you join a company or you sign up to even a franchise, they have marketing for you. They have that all prepped and ready, but you are the marketing team. You are everything. And so today, we're going to really talk about why finding your niche is so important. All right, so let's get started. Number one, think about it this way. When you don't know your niche, it is like standing in front of a dartboard with a blindfold on. And you are trying to throw a dart and hit the bullseye. You're putting posts out there, you're talking to people, and you're just hoping that it speaks to the right person. You're hoping that what you're putting out there sticks. But when you can fine-tune that in, and you can really pull that in, what you find is that you begin to surround yourself with like-minded people. So for example, I went away, I took my leaders, my top leaders to Florida for our leadership retreat. And it was incredible to walk into a house with a bunch of women, that some of them I had never met before, and feel like I was sitting in a room with my best friends. People that had the same ideals, kind of the same mindset. We didn't care about going out and partying. We were happy in our sweatpants and a glass of wine on a Friday night, right? Those are my people. Those are my people. It was awesome to and so finding your niche is important for that reason, but also can reach your goals faster. Think about it, right? People that think like you, that are driven like you, that are motivated like you, that have that same background, you can get behind a goal and you can move so much faster when you're working with people that think the same way. Also, you have more fun. I mean, that's the bottom line. We do this job because we love it, because we love seeing people get results, we love helping people reach their goals, and we don't want to go to a job every day because we can get a corporate job and we can go work with people that we don't want to work with, right? But when you do Beachbody, you get to choose who you want to work with. And when you are attracting the right people, you're working with your best friends every single day. And that's more fun. And then lastly, you just have a deeper connection. And I think that is something to me that has really made a big impact over the past 5 years of watching me sort of attract, you know, a lot of different people, but then realizing as I've fine-tuned and I've gotten better at my niche, but just realizing I have a deep connection with my team. And I genuinely enjoy the people that I work with. I genuinely enjoy the customers that I have. They want to help themselves. They are my people. All right, so let's dive right in. The first thing that we are going to do is how to figure out your niche. So let's take a look at this. You guys even take out a sheet of paper and let's just start to take some notes, and I'm going to walk you through this activity. So number one, if you have heard all of this today and you're like, yeah, I don't really know how to find my niche, this is the first thing we do. Who is your target audience or customer? So let's just take a moment and think about this. I think it's really easy to define this. Just look at yourself. Look in the mirror. Who are you? What's your age range? You know, so when I think about my niche, right, late 20s to mid 40s, like that's kind of people that, you know, is your niche people that have children, young children, old children? Are you married, single? Do you have fur babies, right? Think about the things that you do in your free time. Are you that person that likes to sit on the couch with a glass of wine and watch movies on a Friday night? Or are you the life of the party? So think about all of those things. How do I spend my free time? I love to shop, but I like to shop for clothes. I don't like to shop for home stuff, because that's like torture to me, right? I walk in there and I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing in here, but take me to Nordstrom's and I'm gonna have a blast, right? But then there's other people that they're like, don't even take me anywhere near the mall. That's part of your niche. That's helping define who you are. I also think about, other things about, do you have kids? Do you not have kids? Are your kids involved in sports? Let's see, I'm trying to give you, so this should give you just some ideas of things to do. Now, number 2, how are you going to be introduced to these people? So, for example, all of the people out there that are introverted, that don't like to get up on a stage, that don't want to be in the spotlight, where are you going to meet people? Is it going to be social media? Also, there's a difference between Facebook and there's a difference between Instagram. So, when I started out, it was Facebook, and that was fine, that was perfect for me. But as over the past 5 years, I've watched this divide of where certain groups of people spend all their time on Instagram. Is that you? That's where you should be looking for people at. Or do you like to teach group fitness classes? Do you want to be in front of a group of people? Do you want to be a teacher? And so you're going to find people in the community. For me, when I was starting my business, where I found people was where my children were. But I also couldn't just stay at home. I had to find ways to meet new people. So moms groups. In my neighborhood, I started like a neighborhood play date because I didn't know all the neighbors in my area. So I'm like, you know what? Every month I'll do a mommy's, play date. I'll have all the kids over and I'll get to know the other moms. Every single pampered chef and candle party and jewelry party invite, I was there because I needed to meet new people. So when somebody says to me, I only have 60 friends on Facebook, or I'm like, you can fix that. That was me. You just put yourself in a position to where you meet new people. So think about that. Church is another place where I meet people, and now it is volunteering in the kids' classroom. It is their sporting events. So I talk to the other moms. How many people just go park your chair down, watch your kids play soccer, and never talk to anybody? You just make yourself more social. So where are you going to be introduced to people? It could be in the workplace. So this is really individual to you. And then the third one is, what are their biggest burdens and problems that they face? Confidence. For me, confidence. I lacked confidence when I started as a customer with Beachbody. I hated the way I looked in the mirror. I hated putting on that pair of jeans and not being able to button it. I hated having to try on 20 shirts until I found one that covered that post-baby belly that I had. That was miserable. That caused me to cry. That was a problem. Financial. It was a burden. It was the biggest source of frustration in my relationship with my husband. We fought over money every day. I hated that somebody told me I wasn't allowed to go to Target and buy myself something. Even if it was a $10 shirt. That would scrutinize that bill. He knew. He had like an alert that came to his phone and said, I was at Target today. But I hated that. I just felt so constricted. Although I was conflicted because we made that decision for me to stay home. So I had to own the fact that I made that decision to make that cut because I wanted it for our family, but I was also angry. So these are the burdens that people my age are facing. What about you? Is it people that go to a job every day and they loathe their job and they just go to work and there's no passion, there's no life behind it, and maybe that Beachbody for you has changed that. Maybe those are the kind of people you're going to attract, those corporate America people that have great jobs with great benefits, but they hate it. Maybe you have that solution for them. So, how do you intend to affect these people? How can you solve their problems? Well, number one, we can help women be more confident. We can help men be more confident. We can provide them with a solution. I was able to get into a challenge group, be surrounded with like-minded women struggling with the same thing. And there is power in being able to go into a group and share what you're struggling with and have a group of people saying, we got your back, you can do this, I believe in you. And for me, that was a game changer. It was me being home with 2 small children, but having that support system to say, Melanie, you can change your body. You won't be like this forever. You can do this. And then also on the business side of it too, I was able to look at other people and say, okay, if they can make a couple $100s to pay cash for Christmas, well then so can I. And so maybe you can solve somebody's problems with just extra income, or maybe, replacing a full-time income. So think about, how is it that you're going to solve those people's problems? And then lastly, what makes your offer better than the competitors? And I like this one, because we always, when it comes to recruiting, think to ourselves, oh, I can't do it as good as she does. You know, she's really successful. She's been doing this for a while. She's got better training. No, no, no. Maybe you're sitting here thinking, but I haven't had my transformation yet. Even better. Think about what makes your offer better than the other successful people out there. Class size matters. This is one of my coaches did a post like this, right? And she made this post, and at first it was like, you know, because I tend to recruit a larger number of people. But she really prides herself on just recruiting 4 people. And her post was class size matters. And I was like, genius. That was marketing genius. She was setting out the vibe that it is about the quality of people. It is, I want to mentor personally, one-on-one, a small group of people. And I am going to guide you every single step of the way. Where I'm going to put out the vibe, we're the #1 team, right? We have all these resources and guides and you know, I have step-by-step instructions, and I'm not going to hold your hand, but I'll always be there if you need me, but I expect independence and natural go-getters. 2 totally different styles. But I am speaking to what makes my offer better than somebody else's, and she's doing the same thing. And it's good because we're being narrow. Remember what I said about the bullseye? You want to keep it focused on the people that you want to attract. All right, now that your head is spinning, let's take this one step further. I'm sorry. All right, so I want you to do this. When you go home today, and I took this from one of my coaches, I want you to make your avatar. This is a good activity, especially if you really struggle with finding your niche. So get a picture of the ideal customer of yours. And then I want you just to sit and describe that. Well, how old is that person? Again, are they married? Are they single? How do they spend their time? What do they love to do, right? Loves Amazon.com and online shopping versus going to the mall and shopping. Also, other things, prefers to sit at home on a Friday night and drink a glass of wine. She worries about how she's going to be able to afford her kids' college education someday, right? Think of all the things. Just sit and describe the person. Chronic yo-yo dieter. Quits everything she starts, loves pizza but knows she shouldn't eat it. All of those things are important. And print it out, or make it the screensaver on your computer. And then every single time you sit down to make a post, I want you to ask yourself, am I speaking to Caitlin? Or whatever your person is. Because if the answer is no, you have to redo it. Because this will eventually, and it doesn't happen right away, but over time, you will begin to speak directly to your market, to your person, and you will attract your tribe. All right, so tips. Not everybody's gonna like you, and that's an okay thing. How many people pleasers do we have in the audience? People pleasers? Oh yes, I am one of those too. I am, and I hate putting things out there that are controversial, but look, not everybody's gonna like you, and that is okay. And that's why we have different personality styles out there. But there are enough people that are just like you, so forget what everybody else thinks. Also, stop trying to be somebody you are not. As a new coach, for example, I've got 2 examples for you. Katie Hefner and I started coach. I'm in her organization, right? And her, and then my sponsor, Coach Nikki, and I, we would work together. We would run all of our challenge groups together at the beginning. And Katie came up with this great idea. It was called the Bikini Boot Camp, and it was right around spring break. And she had great images and great ideas, and I'm like, that's awesome, that's genius, I'm doing it. And so I did exactly what she did. Exactly the way she did it. She had people beating down the door to start her group. Me? Nobody. Not even one. And it was an awesome idea, but it wasn't my market. My market didn't care about fitting in a bikini. They just wanted rid of the belly bulge from having 2 children. They just wanted to be comfortable in their sweatpants while they were at home watching cartoons, right? I mean, honest. So I threw up this, it was called Battle of the Bulge. And I talked about, mommies trying to get their body back after having kids, and I had people beating down the door. So you have to stop trying to be the other people in this network that you see that are successful, because it's not you. Another example is on Snapchat. How many of you follow Raina Odell? Every morning she sings on Snapchat. She raps, she sings, she drinks her Energize, she goes to her workout room, she starts singing. I'm like, it's so cute, I just love you. I think you're adorable. So I turn on my music, I'm like, I'm gonna sing. I go Snapchat, I'm gonna sing. I was like, I feel like an idiot. This is not me. This is not going to get me anywhere. Deleted it, took my workout selfie, push play. That's me. That is me. So again, be you. That's the best thing that you can do. Be relatable. Again, at the beginning of my business, I never showed the real me. I showed the dedicated Melanie, the one that never had a cheat meal, the one that's house was always perfect. But you know what was really going on? I was like kicking those toys underneath the couch that I could find a spot to take the perfect selfie, right? That was me. I was the one that would drink, 3 glasses of wine, be super hungover, and then insta-beauty myself so you couldn't see the bags under my eyes the next day. And you know what happened? People started to say to me, Melanie, I don't relate with that. You're too perfect. You never mess up. I can't be as good as you. And I thought to myself, but I'm really not that perfect. I'm just painting that picture. And so then I started taking the pictures with the toys in the background and talking about the laundry that wasn't done and the fact that the dishes are still in the sink, right? I started to talk about the mistakes that I was making, and that is more relatable. That is what people connect to. And that's what you want to share on your social media, because that is what is going to make people relate and be comfortable coming to you with their problems so that you can offer the solution. All right, so I'm going to skip these last points because I'm actually going to talk about them here. Last but not least, guys, write your niche statement. Who do you serve, and how will you serve them? So as I finish this out today, this is really important. You have your avatar, but now what are you going to offer these people? I'll just use my niche for example, moms with small children. I would make posts and groups related to that girl, that woman that was struggling to keep it all together. I talked about body confidence. I talked about healthy snacks for young children. I had cooking shows with my kids. Everything that I did spoke to characteristics would need or want. And it was not just a sweaty selfie of myself every single day, but it was real life tips from a real mom. The groups that I ran spoke to that Caitlin. The videos that I made spoke to that person. And when you begin to think, I want to help women realize that they can eat clean, that it tastes good, that they can live the 80-20 rule, I'm going to show them how. I'm going to show them how they can also teach their children how to be healthier. I'm going to teach them about how to read ingredients and labels, and that's me. That's my niche. And you might be sitting in the audience going, I don't care about that. That's not you. But what I'm going to do is create groups that speak to that person. And that is going to be my niche. That's how I'm going to attract people. And you can do the same thing with coaching too. So, in close, focus on what you do best. Create content related to your statement above. And if with a minute you feel yourself trying to grab at straws, you're not speaking to your niche. All right, I hope this is helpful. I hope this gave you some